Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley. I'm a leadership coach for female entrepreneurs and a feng shui practitioner. Welcome to the Happy Half Hour. Oh, I can't wait.
Thursday.
I know. I can't wait for this episode because all I got the heads up with was, oh my gosh, it's been such an amazing day, Leigh tells me, and I have no idea what's happening. So I can't wait. Yay. But
what are you drinking?
do you know what? Last episode, I was drinking wine from a can. And P.S.
Yes.
The second glass, pretty dang good.
Nice.
You know, the first glass, it sort of tasted a little tinny, but after a while, it's got to be just something I ate, I'm sure, because I quite liked it. So I'm glad that I have a couple more cans in my fridge. And today, because you were drinking a Bloody Mary yesterday, I am drinking a Caesar. So, and I've even got the little young celery with the celery leaves and the salt and all the things. So tell me what you're drinking. Tell me what's exciting. I can't wait.
Okay. So today I am drinking a Kubin Montepulciano.
Oh.
And
that's fancy.
It is so fancy. This was before I knew that there were like wineries that you would go to and like that it was a thing that people did. My girlfriends took me to a winery. We were on a girls' weekend trip. And the little guy behind the bar, I was telling him, I like reds, but I don't really know what kind. And he's like, you've got to try a Montepulciano. And I think I just liked the way he said it.
Yeah.
But I tasted it and I loved it. And I was hooked to the point that when I got home the next weekend, Paul and I drove back out there because I'm like, you have to experience it. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. And that was probably 14 years ago. But it's still my favorite wine. So anytime there's like a celebration or something to be excited for, that's my go-to. And I had such an amazing day. And when I got home, I was like, there has to be a bottle of Montepulciano here. Like they're just,
oh my gosh,
drink it all the time. But
it's just for celebration.
And I was emptying out my wine rack saying, I know you're here. And then
nice.
In the vortex.
You're gonna have to post it on our Facebook page, the Happy Half Hour, because I will never remember.
Okay.
I don't know how it's spelled. Like, so yeah. So you'll have to post it there so that I and anyone else that wants to try it can.
Okay. I will do that. So before I start my exciting story, Tuesday afternoon, like last week sometime, I had ordered this white shirt, just a simple white, has a little tie on it, but it was crisp and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. And I had these great jeans that I'm like, it'll go with those jeans so well. And then I ordered these cool little shoes just to kind of tie it together. And I was excited, but I wasn't really thinking much of it. Well, it shows up on Tuesday. Put it on, I put on the jeans, I put on the shoes. And I was looking in my full-length mirror and I said, you're going to wear this to speak one day.
Oh my God, I love this story already.
And then this little voice goes, well, where the fuck are you going to speak right now? Like, really?
Yeah.
And then it was this still, like, you're going to speak in this outfit. Like that's what this outfit is for. So I released it. I was like, okay, I'll take it. So I'm with a patient this morning and I get a phone call from one of the ladies at the chamber. And I couldn't answer it because I'm with somebody. And I thought, well, that's odd. You know, I'm thinking, am I missing a meeting? Am I supposed to be somewhere with them right now? Like that's where my mind went.
Right.
And then I got my patient out of the office and I called her right back. And she's like, I've got a question for you. And I was like, oh God, what? She's like, would you like to speak at our Women's Connection breakfast next month? So immediately I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking, oh shit. So then I said, well, how long is it, like, because I'm thinking maybe there's several speakers. Yeah, there's one, and it's for an hour.
Oh, awesome.
And she's like, well, do you want to think about it? Like, instead, you just want me to call you back and give you time. And I'm like, no, like when opportunity knocks you, open the door. Like, not going to say
Mm-hmm.
no to an opportunity like this. And not that I'm not mortified, because I mean, I've been in the chamber since 2014. So I know a lot of the people, but a lot of those women that will be at that breakfast, I know and respect. And so I'm going to have to be on my A game and come. I mean, I've been taking notes all the way. Every time something pops in my head, um, I'm putting it in my notes. And
Mm-hmm.
I have a full page. But anyway,
Oh my
so
gosh, you're gonna
that
kill it. It's gonna be so
is
good.
why
That's
I am so
yay!
excited.
Cheers! Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Mhm.
You'll do amazing. You'll do so well.
I just chuckled though, because something as simple as saying, this, I'm going to create this, like, this is what this is for.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, less than 48 hours later,
Mm-hmm.
where there was something I didn't think it was never possible. I didn't think it was possible right now. I couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of being worried about not being able to see it, I just let it go. And then
Mm-hmm.
it shows up. And
But oh, go ahead.
yeah, well, life is just like that. When we
Yeah.
just trust, and we don't have to fight about it, I mean, internally, or worry about it or stress about it. We just put things out there and then there they are. And it
Mm-hmm.
was such a great reminder for me today. Like, sometimes just chill the fuck out and
Yeah.
watch what shows up at your door.
And I think too, like just in manifestation in general, is like we we sort of um like create a funnel a lot of the times, right? Like when, let's say you were to get this beautiful outfit and you decide, I know it, I'm going to wear this, I'm going to speak somewhere, and this is going to be my outfit that I wear. But if you had said, and I am going to wear it on this stage at this time, and I'm going to speak on this, and it's going to be for this, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
like the universe conspires to make it happen,
Hmm.
but it happens, because you've sort of put parameters around it. It takes a lot longer to kind of create it. But if you just
True.
kind of go, man, I am open, I'm going to speak somewhere, sometime, for someone.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
whew, it's like everything is possible.
Hmm. Yeah.
Such a cool story.
Yeah. And oh, it felt so good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just, it's one of those things that puts you in the vortex, puts me in the
Yeah,
vortex.
no
Um,
kidding.
but it's a reminder for me to stay there. I mean, I know that we're going to have the
Mm-hmm.
step one moments where we come out, bang our head a
Yeah.
little bit, and then go, oh, yeah, I think I want to go back there. But
Mm-hmm.
God, it's just the possibilities and what we can do.
And also, okay, believe it or not, this does lead into the fact that I was shoveling ice today. But I'm not kidding you. But you know how we were talking about last episode, we were talking about how we kind of got out of the vortex, and like we can tend to get so like focused on like day-to-day problems, or like focusing on what is versus what if, right? Focusing on this sucks, or oh my goodness, like focusing on our kids, and how, what do we do to help them to make sure that they're on the right path. Like we sort of focus on all those things instead of the magic, you know
Mhm. Yeah.
and we get so focused on it that it seems like we're going to be there forever.
Mhm.
And it's like in 1 second, if we just sit back and we allow it, we allow it all. We allow the bad and then we also allow the good. It's like magic can happen. Amazing things can just turn around.
Yeah.
Like I always use this example with like actually mud, but I'm going to use ice today.
Okay.
So like, you know, when you're a little kid, like, and you're playing in the mud puddles, did I ever say this story before?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Like you're playing like, well, I grew up on an acreage. And so we had like a big, huge, wide drive, and it was all gravel drive. And in the spring or after a rain or whatever, you know, there would be like mud puddles on the drive. And if they were big mud puddles, like my dad or my mom would want us to like drain the puddles, right? So you go and you take your rubber boot, back of your rubber boot, and like drag a trench kind of to drain the mud puddles out. And I kind of did that today because I was outside. There's like tons and tons of like ice just build up. And so I was looking and I was like, there was a whole bunch like big, because it's now melting. There was a big, huge puddle of water. And I looked and I went, oh my goodness, there's this one hunk of ice. So I just moved the hunk of ice and all of the water came away from my my sidewalk. I didn't want it to like freeze at night, right? Because it still goes down below zero here. And so I didn't want it to freeze at night. So I wanted it to drain. And I swear this is the way life is. Like sometimes, like it's like abundance is ready to happen. Like things are ready to move for us. And there's just like one move, one thing that you can do, one rampage that you can listen to, one move that you can make, one change in your thought process that all of a sudden opens you up to abundance. And all we have to do is just move that one thing. We get so focused on like everything going wrong or how we can control it instead of just doing one little thing and like just allowing the river to flow, you know?
Well, sometimes I think that we think it requires more work than it really does.
Right.
So in our
Exactly.
heads, it's like this big, we've got all this stuff to do and this has to be perfect and this and it's not even true.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just need to shift something
Right.
and make a move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then shit shows up. And by shit, I mean
Exactly.
good stuff.
I know. Good shit.
Good shit.
And even just, you know, sitting in allowance of it, right? Like allowing it in. Because like how often do we just we're so focused on how is this going to happen, or man, my life sucks today, and we're so focused on that instead of just going, okay, universe, like what do you have for me?
You got.
What you got? How can I see this differently? Yeah, it's always amazing to me because I have seen so many times I get into this state of like stuckness. I think we all do this. I mean, maybe it's just me. I'm pretty sure no. But, you know, we get into this state of stuckness and we think we can't move from there. We think we're going to be there forever. And all of a sudden, it's like I have to consciously remind myself. Sometimes it takes a lot longer. Sometimes it's my husband going, what are you doing? Like, you know, but it's like all of a sudden I realize, okay, wait a minute, what am I creating? I'm creating more of this stuckness. So I'm going to open up to the possibility and just turn around and go with the stream.
Yeah, ride the river.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Cool. Well, what else do you have to chat about?
Well, this weekend, last weekend, wow. we went to see Logan and Mona and Maria. And we'd gone up there on Saturday. And I bought Logan for Christmas this world map that it was wooden. The name of the company is called Enjoy the Wood. So we all got a chuckle out of that. But it wouldn't.
I didn't even get that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's like wooden pieces, and you have to build the world map. But it doesn't tell you, like on the back of the pieces, what country it is. And so you have to build the entire planet. So got it for Logan, and it's 6 feet long, to give you perspective. It's enormous, and 4 feet high, maybe. Huge. So I'd sent it home with Logan. He's like, I'm going to put it in my office. He opened it up. He called me, goes, yeah, you're going to have to come help. Like, I don't even know what to do with this.
Oh, gosh.
And by I'm going to have to come and help, what he meant was his daddy was going to have to come and help, because he's the guy that can figure all that stuff out. But anyway, so this was the first weekend since Christmas. How sad is that? That we put it on the calendar because it was our first open weekend. And then we went up there, and took us about 4 hours with Paul doing most of the work. And it was me and Logan and Mona and Paul. But really it was Paul. We were just sort of his helpers when he would say, do this and do this. And but it turned out amazing. So
cool.
we get it together. We put it in the truck to take up to his office. Maria has an absolute fit because she thought we were there building that for her.
Oh, she didn't want it. Okay.
No, she wanted it. She was mad we were taking it away.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was not at all having it. So we get up to his office and put it in his office. And his office isn't that big. Like, as I actually get, it's big enough for the picture. But when I walked in there, I was like, wow, this is going to be all kind of crammed in this office. But we got it in the room, and it goes from his helpful people and travel area to his creativity, and then his relationships. That spans that whole wall. I mean,
The
there's
whole
a
wall.
little bit of a break on each side.
Yeah.
But it falls in each section.
Cool.
And I was telling him the importance of what this represents, especially in those 3 areas. You know, getting your helpful people from all over the world, and having people in your lives to help with business, you know, all over the world, you know, for his relationships. And then creativity, being able to travel all over the world. And so I said, you really need to sit down and write some things out and just slap it on the backside of that map. Just tape it up there. But write out some intentions of what you want to create with this. They don't have to be my words. They need to be what you're feeling. And so he did not tell me if he did that. I'm sure he did. This is the kid that when I come to his apartment for the weekend, when he's, well, it was his dorm room. I go up to his bedroom, walk in his bathroom, and he has notes written, not in his bathroom, his bedroom. He has notes written all over his closet doors. There are mirrors. And so he just wrote all these affirmations and what he was going to do.
How cool.
Doubt, I have no doubt that he will, if he hasn't already, be putting something on the back of that. But I can't talk about it officially yet, but things are opening up for him. So in the next few weeks, we will talk about how cool that is.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, really, when you think about it, like, it's just, again, one thing, put it up on the wall, and like, just how things can shift, right? Like the energy just shifts. So cool.
So fun. Like to really intentionally create something new. And if you don't exactly know what it is you're creating, but you can feel like, I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to go here. I'm listening to those nudges and acting on them.
Exactly. That's so cool. This weekend, I was visiting my son as well in university, and he's like, he said, Mom, I think I need a new bed. Like my bed is, needs, and I'm looking and it's like, literally, it's like he's sleeping in a cereal bowl. Like it, it was awful. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness.
Poor baby.
So I know. So we went to this mattress place, and the salesperson came up and said, okay, so, I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Do you have shoulder pain, back pain, low back pain, hip pain, knee pain, any of those? And he's just like, yep. And are
All
you
of
a
them?
back sleeper, stomach sleeper, side sleeper? Yep. Do you sleep at all? Nope. Like no kidding, because he's like sleeping in a not a comfy hammock, like
With a hole in it.
oh my God, I know. It's like, yeah, it was awful. I can't believe he was sleeping in that. Like, I never even dreamed, but I guess I haven't been there in a while. Didn't think to like make sure that the mattress was okay. But anyway, so oh man, we went through this process and it was like, like Goldilocks and the three bears kind of like, is this one's too firm and this one's too soft and this one's just right. And so we went through and he was checking it out and he chose this one bed. And the salesperson comes and says, can I just give you 30 seconds of why this is the best bed for him? And I'm thinking, no, I don't care. He likes it. I'm going to pay for it. Let's go. And he's just like, just give me 30 seconds. So, okay. So he explains, that for low back pain, you want like thicker coils, stronger coils, a little bit firmer. Because he has knee pain, he wants it a little bit like softer where the knees are, because he has wide shoulders and he's a defensive back. So, shoulder pain. So he wants it softer there and then harder where his head is and his feet is, because you want to flip it around. And I'm thinking, and he said this literally, he has picked the very best bed for him. It's almost like it was perfectly made for him. And I mean, maybe this is just the bullshit that this guy was selling me, because, I was paying for it and it was over the amount that I told him that I wanted to pay. But it made me think about like how, I have tended to just buy generic beds. I've never really thought about it. And where I live, like there's no like, I don't think anyway, like any like real mattress store, so you just go into like,
Wow.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure there isn't, but maybe there is. I don't know. Never looked. But like, you just go into a general store and they've got beds there and they've got mattresses there and they've got couches there and popcorn in the corner, And so that's where I've purchased my beds before. Like, I'm not a mattress snob, I guess. I don't know. Now I am.
Yes.
Now
you're
I
about to go
get
get a new
it.
mattress.
All of us, I know.
It's a game changer on the way you sleep.
Right? I had no idea. Like, I really, truly did not. But it made me realize how, like, we spend so much time trying to be like everyone else and have everyone else's things and like do everything the same, or be online and have a business like someone else, or, when truly the magic is knowing yourself and doing something, or, like designing your home, buying clothes that work for you, not your friends, like it just was so huge to me to think, wow, this is like everything. It's like everything in life. Like, we just got to rock what we got,
And stop the comparison.
Yeah.
Stop trying to be who we think everyone else wants us to be.
Exactly.
Or trying to be like everyone else. Find
Yeah.
our groove and enjoy it.
Mhm.
And the people that need to be around us will be.
For sure.
you
Yeah.
know?
Like, it was a huge realization. And even Um, like I have, even just with my business, I think I realized that I've held myself back from really truly showing who I was. And I thought I was doing that. Like, I mean, I talk like me, but I noticed that I don't post as much as I would like to. And why? Because I was stuck in this space of, this is what I would normally say, but maybe I should make it more professional, or maybe I should make it more fun, or maybe I should. Do you see what I mean? Like, it's like, I think so many people do this, and then they hold themselves back and they play
Yeah.
small,
Yeah.
right? Even I know friends of mine who they will overthink a personal post, like just a post on Facebook or Instagram that is a personal post, and they think, well, should I write this? What will people think? And, maybe I shouldn't say this, or maybe I don't want people to judge me. And it just made me think again, it's like, wow, we overcomplicate things and we try so hard to please everyone else, but then it becomes that we don't please ourselves.
And we're not even being who we are.
We're not
Like we're sort of
authentic.
holding ourselves back or disguising
Yeah.
ourselves or making ourselves small.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to be too big. I don't want to be too. And I've got a story for
Mhm.
you today.
Oh, good.
One of my coaching clients, and she has lost 100 pounds, over 100 pounds at this
Oh
point.
my gosh. Good for
And so
her.
she's one, I think she got to about 80, and then she was ready to play. Like, let's work on me. What direction am I going in, kind of thing. Um, when I talked to her today, she said um, her weight problem came from, and this is not how she said it. I need to think about how she said it because I'm summarizing it. But basically,
Mhm.
her mother, she was, as a child, she was excited and exuberant, and she's an artist, I mean, so she's there, like she's in the
Mhm.
middle of it all. And her mother used to say, don't be so big.
Aw.
And she said, and it shrunk me inside, like I lost that confidence to get out and do those things that I wanted to do, as far as, you know, being silly or loud or whatever. But she said, what I did was I made myself so big that it would make my mother uncomfortable.
Wow.
And she said, my mother has no idea that I remember this, or this is what I'm tying this to. And she said, I'm not blaming her in any way, because and then she went and expressed all the trauma that her mother had and that the
Mhm.
grandmother had and all, so she's like, she totally made sense and she understood what she was trying to do. But she said, how I internalized it was, I was like, fuck you then. I'm going to eat everything I can and see how big I can get.
Wow.
And she said she didn't realize that she was really making herself overweight at the time, but looking back, she can see that's where that came from. And I'm like, well, how does it feel to have that realization and understanding?
Yeah.
And she said, I feel free, because now I realize I'm not.
Oh, isn't that amazing? Like,
Yeah.
isn't it like life is just about uncovering our own stuff, you know?
But
Like,
my
it's just so
thing,
freeing.
yeah, but I wonder, how big is she going to be at her next little adventure? Like with this
Mhm.
kind of a revelation and a complete, like, I mean, that's huge, to
Mhm.
make that connection and then realize, oh, I just made myself fat. I'm not fat. I did that to myself.
Mhm.
And then kind of meeting that person after all of
Right.
this, But I'm just excited
Wow.
because I think she's going to be very big in
Yeah.
her life.
Yeah. How super cool.
Hmm.
Life is cool.
Yeah.
Like, I
When we
mean,
get it.
that sounds, I know, when we get it, when we
Hmm.
get that, it's like, it's really doesn't have to be so serious and so complicated and so, like sometimes it just gets to be fun.
Yeah.
Like it just gets, we just get to play and we just get to like learn more about ourselves and
And
not
that's
take
what we're
ourselves
supposed to do.
so seriously. Yeah. Like, how can we just make it more fun?
Yeah.
And how can we just like learn things as we go? And I don't know, I love this podcast because I love that both you and I think I might have said this before too, but I love that both you and I, like, no matter what it is, whether it's like me taking a big block of ice out of my sidewalk so that the water can drain, or whether it's like, like putting a map on the wall or something that happened with a coaching client, like it's like there's always a lesson to be learned. There's always something we can learn from
Right.
even a mud puddle and
Yes.
a rubber boot,
Getting a shirt in the mail,
getting a shirt in the mail. I know. I think we're out of time.
Are you
I'm
sure?
not
Because
sure.
if I'm not mistaken, when I ended the stream on our last one, we were only 20 minutes in.
I know. Well, and I thought it went by real fast. I think we
did
even
too.
said that. It was like, wow, when we're in the vortex, it's super fast. Well, yeah, because it's 20 fucking minutes. But here's the thing is that I have a timer. I have a timer.
Oh,
And yeah, I didn't hit start on it that time. So
and I had a
neither
clock
of us,
yeah. So,
I
but it's all
know.
good.
It's all good. Like it was a killer 20-minute episode
That's
anyway.
right. Get in, feel good, get out.
Yeah, that's right. Awesome.
Well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you, Sandra. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
Great
so
into the
fun.
week. Can't wait till next
Mhm.
Thursday. We will
I
see you guys
know.
next Thursday on the Happy Half Hour.
Bye.